Раз, два, три. Продолжаем. The Outer Worlds. На чем я там остановился? Ах, ну да. Точно. Так. Угу. Угу. Всякой всячины навалом. Не знаю, надо мне это или нет. Вообще кто-нибудь меня видит? Никто меня не видит. Ну, замечательно. Туакс. Что у вас тут интересненького есть? Паразит. Моё. Ключ от контейнера. Зачем? Подписанный тазбольный плакат. Давай. Да все, давайте. Раз дают, чё бы и не взять. Понажимать всякие кнопки. В смысле понажимать? Неверный пароль. Серьезно? Сообщение. По-моему, рыба слегка вздулась. Ничего страшного, пожалуйста, предупреждай меня. Да, короче, ни о чем. Нам срочно нужно обсудить ситуацию с кентунцем. За последние 2 месяца у меня 4 партии сгнило на складе, потому что мы не нашли покупателей. Я понимаю, что ситуация с коллегией ставит нас в трудное положение, но пора подумать о том, как спасать Stellar Bay, если продажи не наладятся. Куда ты пропал? Ты пропустил 3 смены, это уже слишком даже для тебя. Пракс, алло. Так, ладно. Шо у вас тут еще интересного? Ногу сломал. Ничего страшного. Поднять мистер Ой. Мистер Ой. Интересное название. Для чего? Ради чего? Картридж с битами. Оно мне надо? Детали. Такое. Монарх. Мне сюда можно?
Could I get another advance, Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly logged.
I'll note it next to the others, sir.
Привет.
Greetings, and welcome to Monarch Stellar Industries, producers and purveyors of the finest salt tuna in Halcyon. What can I do for you today?
О чем ты говорил? У вас трудности с деньгами?
Or is he not paying you on account of how he tried to fix the thing his own self and busted it even worse, and then said you wasn't fixing it fast enough, so he's docking your wages again? Not that I got any prior experience with such.
Not at all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right and pays us well. I just spent most of my paycheck on Raptidon acid.
Кислоту? Что?
Laws, no. Sometimes it's canid teeth, or mantis worm wings. Whatever Sebastian has in stock, really. Oh, I don't need any of it. It's also I can talk to Sebastian. He doesn't get going about much else.
I
Себастьяном.
reckon she's got a little bit of a squish on this fella.
He's sort of the strong, silent type. Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff. And some of the neighbors are complaining about the smell. I couldn't. What if he says no? Hey, maybe you could ask him for me. I mean, a no would still be bad, but it won't be quite as embarrassing if you ask.
Капец.
Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes through his nose real slowly. I'd better get back to work. He doesn't talk much, but he's got this quiet intensity, you know? Like there's stuff going on inside his head that you have no idea about. Plus, he's got great legs. It's hard to find a man who doesn't skimp on lower body exercises.
Good to have standards, I guess.
I know what I'm looking for. You think that's what I'm looking for? You're funny.
То есть ты не хочешь, чтобы он говорил? Есть вообще-то и другие.
Not in Stellar Bay. Everyone else who isn't taken either smells like salt tuna or they're my boss. Besides, a man with a good smile and a proportionate upper to lower body ratio isn't something to pass up. Sorry,
Ой,
sometimes I get
капец.
carried away.
Она просто тупо запала на качка.
Well, new business turns up at last. Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear
Ужас.
my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me.
Да, у вас и не было, по ходу дела-то. Нет, это у вас встреча со мной.
You'd be a hit in Byzantium.
Did you hear that power play, Celia? They don't make them like this anymore in Halcyon. I only hope you don't judge me by my handshake. Now, what business brings you here?
Я сам не знаю. Я иду туда, куда меня несет ветер.
What a charming notion. One doesn't meet many free spirits in Halcyon. Not outside Tartarus prison, anyway. Forgive me, I'd be positively enraptured. Only, I take it this means you aren't here for Saltuna.
Я конь кушу. Одно другому не мешает.
Now, there's no need to humor me. I'm used to this particular letdown.
Seems like you're having a rough time, Mr. Sanjar. Are you doing quite all right?
Oh, don't worry on my account. This is merely the latest in a long line of professional erotic and athletic disappointments.
Эротических и спортивных неудач.
I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board.
Так. Чё ты хочешь добиться-то, ну?
Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now. Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious.
Реально
Yes,
заработки?
freedom is a tempting ideal, but a rather costly paramour.
И как хочешь это изменить?
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
But will that help the people here, Mr. Sanjar? Keep them fed and safe?
That's precisely what I'm trying to do.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
Хватит прям преамбул. Какой у нас план?
It's a two-pronged approach. The first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended.
Да, правда.
And a Mantisaur problem, and a Marauder problem.
Many, many problems, but they can all be solved with a Bolt 52 cartridge. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure cities in Halcyon.
Болт
And you'll
52.
have a powerful ally on the board.
У меня есть картридж Болт 52.
Oh, yes. I'm going to be up all night with this. All those blanks waiting to be filled, boxes waiting to be ticked.
Try to control yourself, sir.
Have you any idea how powerful this is? Corporations have been toppled with less.
Как он тебе помочь-то
What a question!
должен?
Bureaucratic micromanagement is the only way anything gets done in Halcyon, and proper documentation is a key part of that. For our part, a bill of liquidation/transfer Form 52 will protect our holdings on Monarch by temporarily assigning them to a pass-through entity once we drop our bomb on the board.
Коллеги получат по заслугам. И что это будет за бомба? Пресс-папье?
See, that doesn't even make sense. This is an electronic form. We don't need paperweights.
Hardly the point, sir. Perhaps you should explain the second part of the plan, sir.
I have reason to believe that one of the other corporations is operating on Monarch, illegally and in secret.
Really? Most of the time they do illegal stuff out in the open. Cheaper that way.
If we can find proof, I can use that as leverage to encourage certain powers that be to accept our Bolt 52 and reinstate us on the board.
А, ты просто хочешь восстановиться в коллегии. Ну, скользкий же ты
You
тип,
think
да.
so?
Don't encourage him.
I admit I've been hatching this scheme for quite some time. I just needed someone capable to help me carry it out. If someone is operating here, then Catherine's almost certainly supplying them out of Fallbrook. Perhaps she could be convinced to tell you where they are.
Я знаю, как выбить из человека
Oh, I
информацию.
imagine you do. But as much as I love your can-do attitude and dangerous gravitas, Catherine handles all of our shipments. So it would be best if you could leave her in one piece. Is that how you people put it?
У вас.
Of course. I didn't mean to make assumptions. Once you, subtly work out where this corporate facility might be, bring back proof of its operation. Maybe some nice letterhead. Or someone working there. That would do it.
Как два пальца об асфальт. Скоро все будет.
I knew you were the right person for the job. I suppose I'll leave you to it.
Я ищу инфоброкера.
Hiram? Why, he's probably still out at Devil's Peak. Not that he's had the courtesy to notify me, at any rate.
Как тут добраться?
You'd head south along the road and look for a mountain to the west. Not that I'd advise it. It's a terribly dangerous trek. But if you insist on going, I'd recommend taking a local guide. Nyoka would be a prime candidate.
If you can keep her sober.
This has been my albatross. The great shame of my career. I give MSI everything. My work, my youth, my left kidney, and for years, I was a joke to them.
Почку?
One of the executives required a transplant.
He's lucky they didn't want a liver or a heart.
I thought volunteering to donate might improve my prospects.
Никак.
Apparently not.
Ну так вот.
Oh, perhaps they were right. After all, what have I built? Stellar Bay is barely keeping afloat.
Просто куча мусора,
Please,
а
I
не
can't think
город.
about this right now. Celia, schedule 30 minutes of inconsolable weeping later today.
Безутешных
I'll
рыданий.
pad it out with an extra 15, sir.
Now, was there something else you need?
М,
Then it's
MSC?
good that I keep such meticulous notes.
Как произошло, что МС потерял место в коллегии?
I've asked myself the same thing many times, especially seeing as the legal mechanisms we employed were part of the board's own bylaws.
Вы сами, что ли, запустили процесс отстранения?
Not intentionally, though that's technically true. For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2. But back then, it was known as Terra 1.
Мгм.
As you may have noticed, this planet has more than its share of hazards. And as the other corporations began to tally their losses, they decided to pull out.
Мгм.
Our
Ну, не
leadership
мысли.
at the time certainly wanted to. But there were others of us who saw an opportunity. The chance to improve working hours and conditions, to reform MSI from the ground up. Nonsense!
Hmm.
They're good business sense. Exhausted, sick, and malnourished workers are not productive workers. Even a cursory review of the data bears that out.
I hope you'd treat them nice, whether it was good business or not, Mr. Sanjar. That's what being a community means. Treating people right, because it's the right thing to do.
Like that's what you saw in Edgewater? Come on. People look out for themselves.
Вот именно.
A noble thought, Miss Holcomb. Unfortunately, noble thoughts rarely sway board policy. Anyway, we learned of a loophole in the corporate bylaws that would allow MSI to claim ownership of the entire planet once the other corporations pulled out, creating the perfect environment for us to enact these new reforms.
М. Мы. Кого имеете в виду-то?
Oh, well, there were surely other junior executives with more open minds, though none of them had the temperament to handle the paperwork.
О ком говоришь-то?
But I was keeping my tone flat and maintaining eye contact. You weren't supposed to notice I was avoiding the subject.
This is why you've never been good with presentations, sir.
Very well. Many, many years ago, Graham Bryant and I used to be collaborators of sorts.
С кем?
Graham Bryant. He leads a group of extremists out in Amber Heights. But he used to be as much a part of the corporate machinery as any of us. Much as he likes to forget it.
М. М.
Indeed, for all the good it did. MSI's then leadership wasn't enthusiastic. They insisted we'd be relocating to Terra 2 along with everyone else.
Мгм. Ну, что трансферы слегка опоздали,
Many
да?
of us chose to stay behind. And as the most senior executive remaining, I ended up in charge of what was left of MSI.
Must have pissed off some real big suits to get stuck with that.
On the contrary, I wrote lots of very important reports on behalf of top MSI officials before I was able to achieve this position. I moved forward with our planned reforms as well as our strategy to assume ownership of the planet. Yet not long after I renamed it Monarch, the other corporations dislodged us from the board and began an official campaign to paint us as lawless savages.
Почему?
I don't know. Everything we did was legal and above board. We followed their rules, and yet they still found reasons to declare us outlaws. I do think there's something useful in a governing body like the board. Something that keeps us from anarchy, but I dearly wish it functioned differently.
Странненько, странненько. Что за
He
Грэм?
and his followers call themselves the Iconoclasts. Lawless
Инакоборцы?
anarchists, all of them. If anyone on Monarch deserves the reputation the board's pinned on us, it's them.
Мгм.
It isn't just that they drain our people and resources. Every radical act they commit cements Halcyon's image of us all as destructive rebels and pushes us further from the rest of the colony. He's
Секунду,
lucky the
чат.
board doesn't take him seriously enough to keep more than a few UDL gunships patrolling Monarch.
An Earth Directorate assault cruiser would change his tune. It's almost a shame we haven't seen one around Monarch in a long while.
Текст чатики здесь. Продолжаем. Итак, к нам заглянул крейсер отправления Земли. Он был по-другому запел. Даже жаль, что на монарх они не залетают. Угу. Мили, привет, привет. Давно не виделись. Угу. Так. Так зачем в коллегию-то возвращаться?
Why wouldn't anyone? They own nearly all the resources and infrastructure in Halcyon.
If you can't beat him, might as well join him and reach into their pockets.
Угу.
To be on the board is to be part of the colonial community. And being cut off means slow strangulation.
Неужели возвращение того стоит?
I'm not a man to put pride before progress. If membership on the board can ease our hardships and provide us with opportunities, then that's the path I mean to pursue. Besides, I'm hopeful that additional leverage on our part will allow us a more equitable relationship.
Данные, за которые меня отправили?
Indeed. I've discovered it's much easier to negotiate from a position of power. And I don't think... My hope is to maintain the reforms we've managed here.
Ладно, короче.
What can I do for...
Покеда. Что у тебя здесь есть? Абсолютно ничего.
Wrapped musk and canid eyes, right here. Hello, stranger. Can I interest you in raptidon tongue? Or maybe some canid toenails? You look like a man who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts?
И зачем мне это все
I don't
понадобилось?
know. Celia usually buys whatever I have, and Mr. Pickett seemed real interested. So I thought maybe I was onto something.
Mr. Pickett? Franklin Pickett from Edgewater?
That's him. He'd been here years, but he always talked about going back to Edgewater one day.
Ты знаешь, о ком он говорит?
Sure. Mr. Pickett used to run the community center outside Edgewater. He had this grand idea to make it a museum for halcyon life. As my dad told it, Mr. Pickett was always going on about getting a manta queen for the last display. He left the Vale, gosh, years ago.
He came to Stellar Bay years ago, just before the board cut us off. Ended up stuck here. He was always real interested in our monsters. Manta queens, especially.
Ты их когда-нибудь видел?
Sure, they're real big. Hard to miss them.
Где ты их видел?
Well, I could send you to the same place I sent Mr. Pickett. But I haven't seen him in a few weeks. To tell true, I'm starting to get a bit worried about him.
Captain, can we look for him? I feel awful if somebody from home was in trouble and we didn't do nothing.
Окей.
Tell you what, I'll tell you where I sent Mr. Pickett if you promise to look for him. Help him out if he's got himself in trouble. Fair deal?
Да, без проблем.
Thanks, Captain.
All right then. Leave town through the southern gate, the one right here, and head past the abandoned ruins. Last Mana Queen I saw was in the wilds out that-a-ways. Could be Mr. Pickett still out there too.
Поговорить про Силию.
Huh. I haven't seen her in a few days, but I've been meaning to ask her how that Raptidon acid is working out. I hope it's working okay, because no one else really seems interested in this stuff.
Ты бы сходил с ней на свидание?
Wait, I see what's going on. She put you up to this so she could get a discount, hmm?
Oh, no, that's not it at all. She's smitten with you. You smited her. Smote? Smoot?
Don't get me wrong. I'd like to give her a discount. She's a real fine lady. Always talks nice and slow, so I understand. But if I give her one, I won't hardly make a bit, on account of no one else having any use for raptidon tongues.
Можно подкупить. Убеждение.
You sound pretty sure. And she is awful nice.
Give her a chance. Give yourself a chance. Take her someplace nice.
Okay, I'll do it. Once her shift ends, we'll go someplace nice. Maybe to Chef Raymond's.
That's the spirit, Sebastian. Be yourself. Between you and me, Captain, I'm not sure Miss Celia knows him too well. But we can hope, right? I want them to be happy.
Ну давай, сразу же расскажу ей.
Have you talked to Sebastian yet? What did he say? Okay, but how did he say it? Did he sound excited? Or like he was just agreeing to it? Was he like, yay, a date with Celia. I've secretly been waiting for this. Or was it more, sure, I don't have anything else going on.
Вы ему нравитесь, главное, не просите у него скидку.
Not to worry. If I never buy another raptidon tongue, it'll be too soon. Ah, look at me going on. I'm sure you've got other things to do, and Mr. Nandi's giving me that back-to-work look. Anyhow.
Да-да. Еще один левел. Я еще предыдущий не расфигачил. Так, лады. Коротче. Надо по заданькам пройтись. Сейчас у меня на карте, куда мне надо идти. Вообще, покажите мне район. Где я здесь, да? Да, Стеллар Бэй. Мне показывают сюда. Угу. А, вот как можно было переключить неактивные задания. Трофей мистера Пикета. Короче, в любом случае мне выходить и идти дальше. А что по дневнику-то мы еще делаем? Это не надо. А, бак с кислотой надо было поставить. А, надо было с викарием сходить на монарх. Блин. Не окой. Яхт-клуб Стеллар Бэй. Ну, типа, я тут, ну... Ну, как бы... Куда идти-то? А, сюда. Здравствуйте.
And the little bastard's slippery, right? On account of its blood, so it's sliding all over the place, trying to crawl away. Getting so I can't tell the blood from the mud. But I gotta get in there, get right in that baby rap's stomach and dig it out. If so much as a drop of stomach acid got on that medallion, I don't know what I'd do. Might be I'd hunt every damn rapt out there. Right. What are you staring? Wait. You ain't from around here. Who are you?
Ты всегда такая
You think
пьяная.
This is drunk? I gotta. You need to get out more. Sit. Partake. Buy me a drink and let's chat.
Не сказать, что можешь отвезти меня. Конечно, бармен, давай еще по одной.
Outstanding. What are you doing in Stellar Bay, stranger?
Дыра
It
настоящая.
is a shithole. It's a free shithole, though. Plenty of ways to blaze your own trail. Folks seem to like that. Besides, the booze is good. Something about that fish oil.
Мгм.
Cheers.
Выпивка на рыбьем жире? Чё? Твое здоровье.
Well. Let's get down to brass nuts
Сразу
then,
к телу.
shall we? Brass... Wait,
К мелу.
that ain't it.
Короче.
Brass rats. Let's talk business. I'm headed back out there after I sober up. You want a guide sooner than that? You have to get me something to clear my head.
Достать? Да мне не надо туда сопровождение.
Oh, you want information for nothing. Very well. I am no match for your your yammering. Here's how to get to Devil's Peak. Go south. Along the road, not the river.
Да,
You
да.
know it'd really be safer if I went with you. You want to reconsider sobering me up?
Ладно, что тебе надо?
Outstanding. Our dispensary here maintains a stock of...
Таблетки
I'm
хорошие.
cut off for the month on account of needing one just about every damn day. But I'm sure you've got your...
Кофеноид, это же просто психостимулятор.
Well, they work. We got a deal or what?
Ладно, я скоро вернусь. Лекарство. Да что, у меня нет психостимуляторов, что ли? Ой.
Well. Isn't off.
Да-да-да, первая кружка. Я пас.
Suit yourself. If you plan on sitting through New
I could use a few in...
now
Да-да-да.
what can I...
Мне нужно поторговать и продать весь хлам. Всё. Так, медпункт, говорите, да? Ой. Уже 20 очков. А чё мне способности не дают? А, я потратил на прошлый раз. Ну и ладно. Очки мне пока тратить не хочется.
If Selma's capable of running the warehouse, she can certainly pick up her own caffeinoid.
Don't be so hard on her. With Brack's missing, she's working doubles and needs a little edge.
Very well, dearie. But you stop by anytime you like. Hmm?
Thanks, I'll keep that in mind.
Здравствуйте.
Hello, dearie. Why, I don't believe...
Like the
Да-да-да.
bedside manner, lady.
Well, it's so rare I get... What can Auntie... And what a helpful young man you are. Nothing like a little pill to liven up the spirits.
Whiskey helps, too.
Please leave medical advice to the professionals.
Виски, ага.
Now, dearie, who's this pickup for?
Для меня.
I'm so sorry, but with the iconoclasts and the marauder filth chasing away what little trade we get, I'm afraid our reserves have gotten so low. I've even had to start locking the supply room upstairs. Isn't it a shame what some people will do to get a little
А,
extra?
наверху, да? Особых скидок нет?
Aren't you a
Аж ты
naughty boy?
шалунишка.
There are no discounts here, but Auntie knows what to do with mischievous men like you.
Что? Что?
Oh, I'd have to talk to Mr. Nandi about you, of course. Anyway, is there anyone else needing a pickup from Auntie Abigail?
Не знаю, тетушка. Вам придется выведать это у моих сладких щечек.
Don't blame me if I puke on your shoes.
Aren't you a saucy thing? I may not be a fresh young thing anymore, but with age comes experience, dearie.
Ага, может, вы меня что-нибудь
Yes,
научите.
I'd love to. My rheumatism is especially fierce at the moment, and I'm all out of my medicine. But I'd hate to send you away empty-handed. You were here for caffeinoid, weren't you? Who's it for?
Это личная информация.
Now, there's no keeping secrets from Auntie Abigail. I'll tease it out of you one way or another. Also, I really do have to enter someone's name for the allotment. After all, I have to keep track of where our little pills wander.
Вот
off to.
какая, а? Все равно хочет выбить. Подкуп за 2960. Да ты с ума сошел. Какая вы любопытная.
Now, dear, it is my job after all.
Длиннёкий.
Oh, her. It's none of my business, but I have told her Dr. Williams would bump up her monthly allotment if only she'd join MSI. Contribute. Now I've gone and said too much. And you... I'm afraid Dr. Williams managed the town's allotments from his turn.
Разве вы не главное? Запугивание. Хватит сюсюканья. Давай это я вам по те же лекарства. Убеждение.
Oh, you flatter an old woman. Me, I'm just here to be a pretty face for the customers.
Серьезно.
And to keep an extra key to the supply room for all the times Dr. Williams misplaced his.
Что такое рассеянный, да?
Careless experimentation with medicinal substances does take its toll eventually.
But until then, it's lots of fun.
Episodic pharmacological delirium is no laughing matter, young lady. Chin up.
Да не парься. Наверху говоришь, да? Окей. Как он хоть выглядит? Кофеноид. Взлом 55. Логин Уильямс. Так. Вот, куда есть потратить на взлом. Данные по пациентам. Не око. Увеличить. Рекомендуется их пополнение. Архи. Не найден. Хранящиеся данные. Уильямс. Эксперименты Уильямса. Реактивизм, перчатки, ягодный экстракт, тройная доза. Неинтересно. Куча слов. Ну, я протыкаю так, чисто чтобы сюжетно что-то там активировалось, КГБ. Создать новую учетную. Нельзя. Лады. Элли, ты чё меня пугаешь, блин? Фу. Капец. Оли, детокс. Кофеноид. Дратути. До свидания. Взлом — это тема. Слышь.
You're back. Oh, the...
К слову, они опасны.
Says someone who's never had any fun.
Exactly. See? I'm glad someone on your crew's got some
Котелок.
sensible. Got her head on straight. Whew, that hits the spot. Right in the, oh, no, there it is. There it is. Yes. We're in business. Let's go.
That was fast. I gotta see about stocking some on the ship.
You be careful. The first one's free. After that, they'll offer you gainful employment.
Добро пожаловать в
Great.
команду.
Where to? Oh, Hiram? I ain't checked in on that man in an age. He's running the giant radio tower.
Это
We'll
я
be
уже
going
все
south.
знаю. Охота
Few more
весело.
That
Да-да-да-да.
said,
Пойдем. Элли, подожди на корабле.
Mighty big gun you got there. I'm looking forward to seeing you use it.
Мгм.
So you keep Monarch safe, huh? That's real honorable work, Miss Yunka.
oh, no. Monarch ain't safe, even with me around. I've just got intimate knowledge of its dangers and an abundance of fortitude.
Мгм.
Can we talk?
Кстати говоря, надо было еще трущобы там проверить одни. Ну да ладно.
Good old Stellar Bay. Only place on the planet that don't stink. Right. Here's the road. Follow it south.
М.
That's the last of them.
У. Сейф. Шум, все дела. Кентукетс. Окей. Чё так темно стало? Резко. Ой, как темно. Салыш. Можно солнце обратно, а?
Going silent.
Ты с тяжелым пушком бегаешь. Молодец. Опа, чё? Сюда бы викария. Вискарика нашего. Хорошая шляпа. Ну, раз хорошая, возьму. Шлем пехотинца. Ничего себе. Даже такое есть. О, солнышко вышло. Кстати, я... А, я не туда пошел. Бежим обратно. Сюда я могу забраться? Могу. Это хорошо. У. Главарь.
Watch your feet. The sulfur pools don't just stink. They'll take a toe off.
Понял, принял. Так, подожди, мы только что тут чувака убили. Я его уже не вижу. Понятно, почему я его не вижу. Расплавился. Сгорел на работе, получается. Опять же, это путь туда, куда нам надо. Ну, получается, туда. Ну, пойдем. Ну, почем? Угу. Ты кто такой? Опыта за них сыпется, прям капец. Ничего интересного. Го. Костерчик. Со шпрысами. Чей костер? Чё вы там его запинаете, нет? Опять в пыль его стерли. Чего же вы их так любите в пыль-то превращать? Или-то я их... Точно, у меня же... У меня же потрошки, которые, блин, их в утиль превращают. Так, это назад, а это вперед. Перекресток. Знаете что? Я, наверное, схожу, поменяю на этого самого, того нашего. На вискарика.
By verity, by strength. What are we contemplating today?
Угу. Как мне поменять вискарика? Блин, непонятно. О, не око. И вискарик. Так, Stellar Bay. И задачку вискарика надо включить. Вот, пустышка. Все равно здесь. Ладно, полетели туда. А что здесь лежит? Мое опять лежит. Так раскладывают здесь мое.
South here, off the road and down this slope. We've got a decent trek ahead of us.
Наверное.
I'm just saying, if we did need to dispose of a body, this would be a good spot for it. By the law, we are unstoppable.
Can we talk?
Нет, мы не будем. Так. Надо это. Разобрать всякую всячину. Так, огнемет. Будем разбирать. Плазменный карабин. 156. А этот разберу. Пистолет Болтер. Пистолетом я не бегаю. Это у меня есть. Пистолет не надо. Пулемет такое себе. Молот не надо. Опять же огнемет. Не надо. Не надо. Надо мой только починить, да? Да. Ого. Мгм. Это хорошо. Мгм. Солдатики съеденные. Мгм. Мгм. Фига себе, тут чуть ли не жертвоприношение выглядит. Так. Кстати, там мистер Пикет должен был быть где-то рядышком, практически здесь. Воу! Жукоматка! Блин. Ауч. Вискарик, стреляй! Рэп летать за мной, ну. Уйди! И ты тоже уйди. Блин. Чё это? Герпетофобия. После множества неприятных столкновений жукусеницами и жукозаврами вы чувствуете себя не в своей тарелке, когда кто-то из этих существ нападает на ваш отряд. Да нафиг. Дневник мистера Пикета. Вы что, сожрали? Себастьян. Лады, потом разберемся. Так, одно у меня вот здесь. Аж. Другие у меня здесь. Куча. Ну, сначала туда. Да.
Fallbrook's on the other side of the bridge there if you need a drink. We're only halfway to the mountain, so might consider stopping in.
То есть сюда стоит зайти. Фолбрук. Здоров.
Trouble checking in? Or you might need directions to the amenities? If you're locked out of your cabin, a replacement key costs 50 bits.
Я от Лили. Где Кэтрин?
You're looking for Ms. Malin. On an errand for the boss lady? That sounds ominous. Yeah. Ms. Malin won't like that a whit.
До этого идет мой отчет. Субсвет. Да
Fallbrook's
пофигу.
great. Anything you want, they've got it. So long as you've got the bits.
Кстати, где? Угу, угу. Надо продаться. И купиться. Я купился и продался. Кто молодец? Точно не я. Так, ручной пулемет. Разобрать. Хотя подожди, какой у тебя там неока пушка вообще? Что это у тебя там? Ручной пулемет 907. Ух ты ж, пух ты ж. 54 урона. С плазмой. Тут 58. Тут уровень следующий, 18. То есть, по сути, вот это вот мощнее, но из-за плазмы, наверное... Пусть у тебя плазма стоит, фиг с ней. Фиг бы с тобой, фиг бы с ней. А ему вроде как лучше дробоган какой-нибудь дать, да? Ну, давайте тактический дробовик дам. И будешь ты ходить на средней дистанции. Средний. О. Туру-туру-турун. Так, а что у меня по броньке? Ой, как все засрано. Убеждение и лидерство. Ух ты ж, пух ты ж. Мне лучше в шапочке ходить. Я пока здесь похожу в шапочке. О, какой жескач. Капец. Двуручный. Ух ты ж. Так, навыки дальнего боя. Бронебук. Ладно, это все фигня. 27. Да. Фигня полная. Пользоваться я этим, конечно же, не буду, поэтому разберу. 49 брони. Фига себе броня. Неока. Что у тебя там с броней? 20. На тебе шлем. 49. Вообще, тебе же тяжи нужны, да? С тяжелым оружием что-нибудь такое. Крутое, крутое. Ложь. Урон по животным. Ну давай. И все-таки ты у нас тяж, вроде бы. Броники на тяжелое оружие есть? Неужели нет? Блин. Ну ладно. Пока. Пока. Ходи так.
Yep. Oddest thing. They started ordering cans of Borstwurst, but only if they come from the C&P factory.
Makes you wonder how greedy it is. This is Reginald's stuff, all right, but it looks like he's not home. Sounds like Cheney's gone gold panning down on the river. I guess even scholars need to find ways to make ends meet in exile.
Угу. Угу. Ну, пойдем сходим туда сразу же. Делов-то.
If you're feeling like the civilized type, the waterfall's a good spot to wash your clothes.
По речке либо сюда, да? Ага. Только по ключику. Приветик.
What do you want? Oh, hey, Vicar Max. What are you doing on Monarch? I thought scienticians ain't welcome here.
Haven't you heard? Everyone's welcome here. It's a fucking worker's paradise. But you wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Never worked a day in your miserable life. You're just a parasite, living off my goodwill. Well, guess what? My goodwill's exhausted, along with my...
Чё ты на него наезжаешь? Тебе он нужен был. Не знаю, чего вы сцепились, но я всегда за бессмысленное насилие. Прошу, продолжайте. Давай.
Now, where were we? Oh, that's right. I was about to beat you. Severely.
Wait. I know who can translate the book for you.
It's too late for that. I threw away my life chasing fairy tales. Will punishing you fix any of that? Of course not. But by law, it will make me feel a whole lot better.
Закон у них уже как вера какая-то, божество, которого нет. Вот. Против этого поможет только бессмысленное насилие. Так, давай ответ на книжку.
This wretch will say anything to save his worthless life.
Wait, stop! Please, just listen to me. It was stolen from some sort of expert on philosophism. Weird hermit lady on Scylla. My father used to deliver supplies to the mining outpost there.
На тамошний рудник. Капец, слово такое тамошний.
I don't think so.
Че ты его грохнешь, что ли? Давай, убей его и пойдем отсюда. Из-за книги.
Fine. We've got more important things to do anyway.
Слышь?
Hey, I just want to thank you for saving my
Да-да-да.
life.
Денег давай. Ты преувеличиваешь.
Exaggeration? Has the vicar told you what he did to old Lem? He's still eating through a tube last I heard.
Look, what I may or may not have done to some degenerate during a prison brawl is old news. I'd rather not discuss it.
Hey, I just want...
Ладно. Живи пока. Надо было тебя грохнуть.
Can we talk?
Давай.
I want to thank you for talking some sense into me back there with Cheney. It has been a long time since I gave in to my violent enthusiasm. You're right. I owe you an apology. I've been so obsessed for so long. I couldn't see anything else. You offered me a place on your...
Да-да.
And even then, you saved me from myself. You owe me nothing, I know, but I...
Ай, живи пока.
I promised. Oh, exactly as you'd imagine. Can't say I enjoyed the stint. The way I see it, the universe was...
Лады, я хочу посмотреть, есть ли там за водопадом что-нибудь. Уж очень интересно. Вау! В смысле, что это такое? Там мина лежала. О, фига. Капец. Жесть. Тут действительно лежало всякое. Блин, мина. Жесть. Как она есть. Что за шлем? Вентилируемый шлем. Вдохновение +3. Длинноствольная +7. Ух ты. Давай. Надо до 100 его вкачать. Угу. Крутецкий. Да. Как я выгляжу, капец. Какой же жесть вообще. Ой-ой-ой. Капец. Так, что у меня тут еще по карте? Оружие бездны и невидимые ошибки, пространственно-преступный континуум. Подожди. Оружие бездны. Давай. Что там, блин? Ладно, потом. Порум-порум-порум. Breaking Bad. Музычка. Здорово. Пушки, 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 боеприпасы. Торговать. Давай. Продай хлам. Починить. А что можешь починить? Пушку можешь починить. Ну, почини. Почини все. Почини меня полностью. Туру-туру-туру. О, автомат. Есть что? Есть. Более чем достаточно. Ты кто такой?
Oh, I beg your pardon. Can you not see I'm walking here?
Салыш. Не похоже.
Physically, you mean? In my mind, I have traveled galaxies. Well, it is of no consequence, I assure you. I shall embark shortly with my legs.
Куда?
I'm not entirely decided. If I'm being honest, I think I'd fancy a visit to Tartarus, so long as it's under the shield of my fantastical imagination.
Короче, ты чем-то обдолбан, походу. Никто же не видел. Ай, нафиг 30.
No refunds,
Привет.
no exchanges, no returns. And no whining about it either. If you bloody it, you buy it. Store policy.
Кто главный?
Town sublight owned and run. Caters to a variety of clientele. The one you want to avoid pissing off the most is Catherine. Prove bad for her business, and she'll kneecap you without a second thought.
Чем торгуете? Ничем таким интересным. Опа, чё? Штурмовая. Винтовочка. 99 против 204. Размер магазина 6. Размер магазина 6. Кого? Что это за фигня? Фи. Фи-фи-фи. Какая пакость. Вот какая пушечка. Вот ее бы я взял. Еще и с глушаком. Ой. Девочки. Доступ к нему ограничен. Ну и ладно, не сильно-то хотелось. Здравствуйте. Приветики. Угу.
You blind, fella? Or can you not see I'm busy? Why is it every sissy big fucker who strolls into my town expects me to smile and shout awful friendly? Welcome to Fallbrook. Only nugget of paradise in this entire law-forsaken land. Like a void damn advert.
Catherine, you're as welcoming as ever.
Truthfully spoken, I do aim to properly represent my aforementioned nugget of paradise.
Да-да. Привлекательность. Если самородком счастья называть кусок жучиного помета, то да.
You know, I ain't heard that one before. Suppose I'll have to work harder to show you just what makes our town shine. But first, I'll need to know what brings you, stranger. Well, I'm half listening.
Я почти внимательно слушаю. Нужна помощь за деньги. Нужна комната. Ну, я решаю проблемы. С Анжаром. Я решаю
Good of you
проблемы.
to finally haul your ass over here. I wired for backup weeks ago. Got something that's gonna require special extraction from Cascadia.
Альтавиту.
So you got a brain on them shoulders. Excellent. Makes my life a world easier. To extract the gas, you'll need to siphon it from the lab in Cascadia into one of your ship's fuel tanks. Totally safe.
Что значит безопасно?
Meaning safe for me and my crew. Seeing as it ain't us undertaking the risk.
Я все сделаю.
I do like your gumption, but let's not be hasty. To get to the gas, you'll need to navigate through the town, which is overrun by marauders. The lab itself has become an infested nest, crawling with mantis. You gotta fight through or figure out some other way to exterminate them. Maybe the ventilation system?
Нет проблем.
And will again. We ought to be taking any opportunity we get to bury those critters in lead.
Direct and aggressive. I always did like your sensibilities. You know when to strike and when to wait. Shame what came of your crew.
Crews are for ships. They were a family.
Close enough. Now, after you clear the manti nest and reach the storage room, All that's left is to get the gas flowing into the fuel system. The task will require someone with technical skills. Or you could force it through with a plasma overload. Don't recommend that option, though, unless you want to get dead.
Порвать все сделает.
Dandy. Did I mention the gas is of an extremely volatile nature? Handle it with the utmost of care. Once you've got our goods, take them to the groundbreaker. Lilia's fencers ought to handle the rest of it. I've marked the coordinates for you to the lab in Cascadia. Use the passcode.
Окей.
But before you make your run, I could use a heavy helping.
Да без проблем. Да, я могу заняться.
Good. This particular... There's a Borst factory on up the way, run by a man who calls himself the King. That aside, it's a business ripe for the plucking. Stars, I hope so. Clive Lundberg, the self-proclaimed Borst King of
Шишкачный
Monarch,
король.
swimming in profit and drowning in his ego. He's making the only meal to be had this side of Monarch, and I'm tired of ponying up for my dinner. I want that Borst factory, owner dead or alive. And you're the soon-to-be handsomely paid son of a bitch who's gonna get it for me.
Не сложнее, да.
Guess you've got it figured out then. Good. Hit him where it hurts. In his gut or his production.
Да я понял.
If you got brass knockers, you could shoot your way through the front gate. If you don't fancy getting
Думка
shot,
на
to
маскировке,
might be
понял.
another way in, assuming you're courageous enough to trek the... Then I'd say you might care to poison the cysty pigs, doctor a few financial records. Sometimes the simplest solution is the sweetest. It'll be more than good when you're finished. Maybe not for Clive. Oh, and if you don't fancy going in guns blazing or crawling through a sewer pipe, see Duncan in the dry goods. May luck be with you.
Can we talk?
Давай поговорим.
Got a favor to ask you. Next time we're out in the open sulfur, I'd like to stop in on an old friend of mine. Preferably before we get to Hiram's. It's on the way, don't worry. You don't seem the type to run off and get yourself killed, and I could use the help. Well, we'll see about... I'll be upfront with you. I hate asking for help. I hate it. But this... Really? Here? I used to run with a band of hunters. Friends. 6 of us. We were on Monarch when the corporations pulled out, and we helped a lot of people pick up the pieces. I haven't seen 2 of them in years, and the rest I know to be dead. I'd like to gather their effects and bury them all in the same places. I saw it happen. Hell, his name was Hayes, and he's our first stop. I'll show you where he rests. He had a medallion in his effect. Then we find my 2 lost... A long time ago, we built an encampment in one of Monarch. If we can find Rebecca and Anders, they'll know how to lure her out. Then we kill the bitch.
Я за. Я, кажется, знаю, про какую жука-матку ты говоришь. Я ее один раз видел. Это был ужас. Она слишком огромная. Надо что-нибудь продать ненужное. Огнемет. Например. Не надо. Плазменное тоже не надо. Пулеметик у меня есть. Плазменный карабин. Легкая штурмовая винтовка. Обрез. Даже не знаю. Блин, броников у меня много. Да. «77. Ломоть свежего проклянутого мяса. Офигеть. Только всякой всячины. Undertime. Знаете что? Я его продам, он нафиг мне не нужен. Фигня полнейшая. Так, вот эти вот я тоже не кушаю, поэтому я их тоже продам. Таблетки фиг с ней. Базовое здоровье продать. Восстановление продать. 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 Показатель разума. +1 на 30 секунд. Ухлишка. Конфетка. Вес вообще маленький. Здесь бы еще сортировка была, как в Fallout, по весу там и так далее. Так, мне бы вот это вот все разгрузить нафиг надо было бы. Что наверху?
Folks I never met before are my most favorite kind. So,
Торговать. Ничего интересного. Не хочу с тобой болтать. Ничего интересного тоже. Ну и ладно.
Catherine's great, ain't she? She'll pull you out of the sulfur, so long as you don't mind.
Невидимые ошибки. Что там за невидимые ошибки? Санжар подозревает, что Кэтрин известна, где находится база другой компании. Попробуйте выяснить у нее точное местоположение. Еще поболтать.
How's Clive? I do.
Еще нет.
Sure. Might be I know something about it. Might be someone hired my crew to blind drop supplies on the northern bridge. Might be they sure as shit weren't pirates. Now that I consider it, I ain't heard from my delivery team in far too long. Find them for me, and I'll pay you handsome.
Ясно. Я все сделаю.
And I'll thank you.
Ладно, бывай. Так, ну а по оружию я что-то не понял. Чувак.
Hungry? I'm famished myself. No rubbernecking. Make a buy or move on.
Кэтрин сказала, что может дать.
Not so fast. The biometric IDs are special goods, only on offer to special clients. You cotton? She needs it for a job? Well, why didn't you say so? Reckoned you asked her where to best procure one, and she obligingly pointed you my way. Give me a jiffy to break. I mean, calibrate the ID.
Передохнуть.
This goes like that. Nope, not quite right. A bit to the left, mayhaps. That'll do it. For a C&P factory line worker, she sure is a beauty. Careful. I'm trusting you to guard this specialty good with your life. I mean it. Lose the ID and you don't get another. Also, you'll be off my list of unwholesome customers.
Mm-hmm.
Will that be all, or do you require something to say, scratch your itch?
Мне все равно на него указывает. Как будто у него что-то есть. И он это что-то скрывает. Где он это может скрывать, блин? Вот же ж. Засранец. Ладно. Район. Короче, оружие бездны где-то здесь. Надо будет искать. Так, ладно. Пока что делаю перерыв до следующего стрима. Надо остановиться. Ой, будние дни, они такие, да. Тем более середины недели. Но пока, народ, всем пока.